Hello. Oh, this is so freaking. You just. I'm trying to get it set where so it's there. All right. Now screw it over more. It's centered. Remember that. So. All right. So today, I know I haven't done reviews in a while, but so far I don't have any reviews planned for the day. I may do one spur of the moment, like that society review, but today I got a couple countdowns for you. 2 countdowns, one day. We're starting with my top 10 favorite comedy movies. Now I must tell you that I have no Adam Sandler films in this list, because I'm doing the second countdown will be a top 10 favorite Adam Sandler films. But the first one is top 10 favorite comedy films, and I have a whole shit ton of honorable mentions here because I like a lot of comedy films. So we'll start off with the honorable mentions, and then we'll go to my top 10. So we'll start with Big, starring Tom Hanks. Very good film, which I've yet to review, but this was originally in my top 10, but I had to pull it out and put another one in there. So just had to have it in there. We have Senseless. Very good comedy film, I think. Starring Marlon Wayans. Underrated. Funny. Fast Times at Ridgemont High, always a classic. There's a Happy Madison production that doesn't star Adam Sandler, and that's Benchwarmers. I know they released a sequel, but I don't know if it had anything to do with this one, because none of the actors are in there besides John Lovitz, but yeah. Mrs. Doubtfire, starring Robin Williams. I'm not really have to talk about the honorable mentions. City Slickers 2, I will mention. I do enjoy it more than the first one. I've seen it more than the first one. I used to play it all the time back in the 90s and on TNT. So, Black Sheep, starring Chris Farley and David Spade. Sorry about that. Hold on. I have another film on my list with these guys in it, which you probably could guess off the top of your head what it is. Liar Liar, starring Jim Carrey. Guess I could have put Ace Ventura and The Mask on here, but this one always makes me laugh, so, you know. Basketball, from the creators of South Park. Funny movie. Every time I watch it, I enjoy it, so. Movie I've already reviewed, that's The Pest. Another Happy Madison film without Adam Sandler is Dickie Roberts, former child star. I always enjoyed this movie. Always enjoyed it. Encino Man. Another Brendan Fraser comedy on my top 10. In my top 10, but yeah, decent film. Now we go to second stack. We have White Chicks. Once again, Marlon Wayans with his brother this time. And yeah, funny movie. I do have cuts and cases, but they're all regular discs. I just, I don't have cases for covers for certain DVDs, and I made my own. Not anymore, but And the Van Wilder sequels. Now you're thinking, Scotty, that's the first Van Wilder. Yes and no. See, I originally had all 3 movies in here, and it was just a collection. Well, then when I got the Van Wilder 4K, I took that one out and kept the sequels. Van Wilder The Rise of Taj, and Van Wilder The Freshman Year. Why this is still called Van Wilder, I don't know. Because Van Wilder's not in it. He's mentioned, but he's not in it. Decent film. Funny. And Van Wilder, freshman year, I found myself watching more than the original, but I did in my top 10. Also, other honorable mentions include the American Pie series, specifically the first one, American Wedding, and a couple of the spin-offs. Probably should have won one of them in my top 10, now that I think about it. Man, what would I even take out? I like the way my list goes, though, so let's put on mentions. We have She's Out of My League. Movie I saw in the theater. I still laugh my ass off to it. Spaceballs. Classic 80s comedy. You know, take on Star Wars, comedic take. Weird Science. Another classic 80s comedy. Pineapple Express. Home Alone. Hot Tub Time Machine. The first one. The second one's I saw the second one on my birthday, and I liked it, but this case got ruined. But don't be a menace to South Central while drinking your juice in the hood. That's a word. Very, it's a funny comedy. See, it's right here. Custom cases and all that got wet in the ink. Blues Brothers. The Breakfast Club. What is this doing here? It's not a comedy, although it is laughable. And finally, my final honorable mention, something that people who know me will be shocked to know it's not in my top 10, but it's a close 11. It's Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Why is it not in my top 10? I wanted to be fair, because if I put it in my top 10, this would be number 1. And I figured, leave it out, make an honorable mention, because it'd be fair for these other ones. So, now that we have the honorable mentions done, we'll start off with number 10, finally. So number 10 is 10 Things I Hate About You. Yeah, I remember seeing it on TV for the first time and liking it, but I couldn't find like a DVD or anything anywhere. And then they had it for free on YouTube at one point, probably not anymore, but they did, and I used to watch it there. And then one day at Walmart, I found a Blu-ray, and I was like, okay. But yeah, I always enjoy this movie. The comedy is good. My favorite scene is, of course, the scene where Heath Ledger does that. I love you, baby, and if it's quite alright, I need you, baby. That one. Very funny. Number 9 is one I've always liked. I don't hear much talked about, and I believe I did a review for it. I believe I did. I'll have to look, but I'm sure I did, and that's Bedazzled. And, yeah, if I did a review, I'm sure I did. Yeah, Elliot Richards, he's this guy, kind of a geek, kind of a, loner, who wants more with his life, and he says he would sell his soul to get the girl of his dreams, and boom comes the devil, played by Elizabeth Hurley. She gives him 7 wishes, but she sabotages all 7 of them, and almost, every one that he does, and, yeah. Number 8 is National Lampoon's Van Wilder. Can't be the original, even though I do like the prequel, the freshman year, a little bit better. I think this one stands out. It's one of the raunchiest comedies out there. I absolutely love it. It's great. Ryan Reynolds gives it all. I think it was Ryan Reynolds' first starring role, I think. He stars alongside Tara Reid. So at this point, I think she still actually cared about her acting roles and wasn't a robot, but yeah. Great. Number 7, the one I had to squeeze in, and I had to take out one and put this in. Take out big and put this one in, because I just had to put it in my top 10. And number 7 is The Whole 9 Yards, starring Matthew Perry and Bruce Willis. Yeah, my mom used to watch this a lot. She had the DVD, and then I bought this from like Shopko, I think, or one of the two. And yeah, just always liked this movie. It's funny, you know. And Bruce Willis, you know, who I had seen in action movie roles and started doing comedy. It was kind of funny, you know. My first experience with Bruce Willis was probably The Sixth Sense, so yeah. Alright. Number 6 is Tommy Boy. Holy shnikes. Yes, very funny comedy. I haven't watched this in a while. I should probably watch it one of these times. But yeah, I always laugh my ass off with this movie. I enjoy it a lot. Chris Farley, for the short time we had him, was comedy gold. It's too bad that, you know, comedians like Chris Farley, John Candy, John Belushi, they captured that lightning in a bottle and it went away so quick. It's sad, you know. But at least we get to revisit their films, you know. With John Belushi, it's the Blues Brothers. And with Chris Farley, it's this. John Candy, I'd have to say... No, he's in Home Alone, but I don't know if I've actually really... And he's in the Blues Brothers. And Spaceballs. Maybe Spaceballs, I don't know. Now we got the top 5 here. Now, my choices aren't like the best. So far, people might put these in their top 10. Maybe not, but Bedazzled or The Whole 9 Yards. But these ones the last 5 are a little bit different. I have a different kind of, you know, brain that gravitates towards certain comedies. And next one is no exception. There was a time where when I was at my grandma's house, I would stay up late and watch the cable channels. One of the movies I saw on there was Go. It's one of those films like The Grudge where it's not done in chronological order. We start with Rana and her friends, and then we jump to Simon and his friends in Vegas, and then we jump to these two, and like they connect. All the stories connected a certain way, and even William Fichtner, who is playing it straight in his comedic role, but he plays it straight, kind of like Leslie Nielsen. It's just great. It's funny, and everything connects, you know, one way or another at the end, by the end of the film. So yeah, decent comedy. Nobody ever talks about this. I need to do a review on this. Very good. Next one I know I've done a review on, and number 4 is So I Married an Axe Murderer. I did a review on this. One of my favorite comedies of all time. Probably my favorite Mike Myers film, except for Halloween. That's the wrong Mike Myers. But yeah, it's a comedy. It's a thriller. It's quirky. It's funny. And yeah, the performances are great. You know, it's good. Now this one is where I kind of go off the beaten path. Because I mentioned Marlon Wayans before, White Chicks and Senseless. Don't Be a Mess, South Central, While Drinking Your Juice in the Hood. And out of all those, I picked this one to be the one that I put on my top 10, and that's The Sixth Man. And that's because out of all the movies I've seen Marlon Wayans in, including like the Haunted House movies and stuff like that, even the Wayans Brothers TV show, this one is probably my favorite. It's about two brothers. One of them, they both play basketball, and during one game, the older brother, something happens to him where he has a heart condition and he dies. And he comes back as an angel to help his brother, you know, not only cope with the loss, but also help lead their basketball team to victory. So yeah, it's a heartwarming comedy. It's very good. Should give it a look at. Number 2 could easily be my number 1, but I didn't remember I had this other one. So number 2 is Dream My Little Dream of Me. I already did a review on this. I already talked about it, but this to me is 80s in a nutshell. You want a movie that represents the 80s? This is it. You got the choreography, you got 80s music, you got 80s style, the fashion, the attitude. Definitely 80s. A great film. And I already, talked a bunch about it in my review, so go watch that. But I absolutely love this film. I absolutely love the idea. I quote this film. I love this film. It's a great film. Number 1. I don't know of anyone who would put this number 1, but I had to because I've also watched to do a review on it. And that's Grandma's Boy. Now, I have to say, out of all of the Happy Madison films that don't star Adam Sandler, this is probably the best. I mean, you could say, some people might say Dickie Roberts, or even it was the other one I had on my honorable mentions, But this one, I mean, is the best. It's got the comedy, there's even drama. There's, and this one also sticks home to me because, like the main character in this film, I was also close with my grandmother, and so yeah, I mean, I did live with her when I was a little, but wasn't that long. But yeah, very funny film. I always laugh. I need to do a review on this because this is just. Maybe that could be a surprise review. Maybe I'll watch it later and do a review on it. I don't know. But from JP to Mr. Cheezel to the Dante, wherever the hell he is there, and the Lion Cat. And it's and Monkey. It's funny as hell. My favorite comedy, number 1. So what are your thoughts on my list? What's your top 10 favorite comedies? Let me know in the comments below. Like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you. And also look out for the Adam Sandler countdown coming sometime later today.